Hey everyone, my name is Anders, and today we're going to go over this week's Black Desert update. There is a lot to get through, so use the chapters to skip ahead to what you're most interested in. But starting with class balance, we have changes to several classes. For all classes, they have improved the attack sound effects. Movement speed buffs and debuffs will now remain in effect when jumping while moving forward. For Awakening Ranger, Vine Knot now lands you quicker than before, and they fixed the issue where the animation would occasionally end above the monster or your target when used in close proximity to the target. They also fixed the Vine Knot so that the landing animation will immediately change to the falling animation while airborne and using this skill. For Awakening Sorceress, they changed the Violation skill to rotate you immediately according to the camera's direction at the start of the skill. Also applies when performed forward once more by consuming a fragment. For Soul Harvest, your attack 1 and attack 2 links are faster when performed together, and you have less slowdown when using this skill while being hit. For Succession Maehwa, they improved Pedal Swirl to combo smoothly into the skill after chase, and have changed the skill to fix the character's direction regardless of camera rotation during the return animation after using this skill. For Razorblade Corolla, you can now combo into attack 1 when you use chase in a forward motion, and you combo into attack 2 when you use chase in the backwards motion. For Awakening Maehwa, Pedal Swirl now combos more smoothly into Moonrise, into Sleet Steps, Stub Arrow Evasive Shot, Oppression, Maehwa's Will, Ultimate Maehwa's Will, Chaos Crimson Gust. For Frost Pillar, it also now links more smoothly with other skills, but for some reason they don't exactly say which ones for this. Float Tip of the Iceberg now combos more smoothly into Frost Flower, attack 2 of Ice Fang, and Sleet Steps will no longer rotate the character awkwardly when using it laterally. For Succession Kunoichi, they have changed the kunai block to no longer consume stamina and will now continuously guard when holding Q. They have also reduced the distance you travel backwards on good blocks. This of course works in Awakening as well if you are in pre-awakened stance and you are blocking. For Tragic Blade, it no longer activates if you are below 400 stamina and instead activates when pressing LMB on good blocks. For Kunai Throw, when using this skill while airborne, Shadow Stomp will automatically activate, and the animation speed of these skill links has been improved. For Awakening Kunoichi, Flow Pinwheel Fury will now make that Shadow Clone appear faster. Lethal Spin Spree has greater movement during the skill and will move in the direction your camera is facing. However, they have changed it so you no longer move through other characters while using the skill. For Dance Macabre, it will always move the maximum distance and perform the attack even if there are targets in the middle. You can now attack during the movement animation by pressing LMB. For Succession Ninja, Shadow Stomp will now auto-activate after Fatal Blow. The cooldown of Smokescreen has been reduced by 2 seconds, where it is now 10 seconds instead of 12, and Alert Stance has been improved to activate backwards when using R&B after Covert Cutthroat or Boss Slaughter. For Awakening Ninja, Drastic Measure has been changed to charge faster, and the charging indicator now correctly displays the charging status. Seamless now applies bound CC in PvE only. Shadow Slash now instacast when used after Awakening skills. The casting delay remains if you use the skill by itself or from the quick slot. For Awakening Witch, Barrage of Lightning now combos into Magical Evasion and Elementalization during the skill cast, and it will now combo more smoothly when using Magical Evasion after the skill. For Succession Mystic, the Flash Step into Elbow Edge combo no longer reduces your movement distance. You can now combo Flash Step into Scissor Kick attack 1, and the floating CC now applies on attack 1 of Scissor Kick. For Awakening Mystic, Wave Orb and Sea Burial now combo more smoothly with Hurricane Kick. Dragon's Pit now combos more smoothly with other skills. They don't say which ones though. It has reduced cooldown of 20 seconds as well instead of 25 seconds, and can now be used from pre-awakened stance through quick slot. Dragon's Rip now instantly activates Wave Orb without charging when comboed. Hurricane Sweep no longer recovers HP per move and instead has a 30 HP per hit effect, and it applies to the BSR version. Wave Orb no longer recovers HP when fully charged. The Sea Dragon effect now applies without consuming shards if fully charged. You now recover 200 HP when using the skill. Consuming shards will now recover 300 HP when using the skill, even when using the skill instantly. You will consume 2 shards to use the Sea Dragon effect when attaining 2 shards. It says you can now only combo into Flash Ship when fully charging Wave Orb. I think they mean Flash Step, but I'm not sure if this is just a typo or what exactly they mean by this. Rising Dragon now recovers 200 HP when you use this skill, 300 HP when you use shards. You will now consume 1 shard to use the Sea Dragon effect when attaining 1 shard. Sea Burial now recovers 200 HP when using the skill, 300 HP when using shards. You will now consume 1 shard to use the Sea Dragon effect when attaining 1 shard. Now moving on to Succession Sage, we got some nerfs. So Form Shift no longer has the magic AP buff on use. Overdrive no longer applies from Kive Mastery, that's just your left click, and Ator's Thorn skill usage. However, the Overdrive's effect will apply twice when using Spatial Collapse, Finishing Touch, Ator's Energy, Void Gateway, Dimensional Compression, Gravity Rift, Atamagia, Rift Storm, and Spear Bolt. Overdrive stacks up to 4 levels when using the BSR skills. Rift Chain cooldown is now 7 seconds instead of 4. PvE damage for the following skills has also changed, so Ator's Fist has increased by 5%, Spatial Fissure has increased by 8%, Ator's Mark by 8%, Form Shift by 7%, Ator's Energy by 7%, Rift Storm by 5%, and Dimensional Compression has increased by 7%. Again, these are PvE damage increases, not PvP. PvP damage should be around the same in base damage. Now moving on to Succession Corsair, Sea Stroll now has a cooldown of 12 seconds instead of 20, and the add-on tier has been lowered from 3 to 2. Flow Dream Swirl now has a cooldown of 20 seconds instead of 30, and they've made some tooltip icon fixes. Moving on to Awakening Drakania, we got some more nerfs here. Dragonflight is no longer able to combo into Hexblood Tectonic Slam, Hexblood Storm Maul, Hexblood Tip of the Scale, and Dragonblood Tip of the Scale while flying. You can now land when pressing E, RMB, or LMB during flight, and it is now able to combo into Hexblood Tectonic Slam or Hexblood Storm Maul after the character has fully landed. They have also improved combos from Dragonflight into other skills. Hexblood Tip of the Scale will now consume 150 stamina when attack 3 is activated while moving. Stamina does not recover while using this skill. Attack 3 of Refraction, Flow Markthaning's Wings, and Flow Dragonflight will now move you farther when comboed with this skill. Dragonblood Tip of the Scale has been changed to consume 150 stamina when activated while moving. Stamina does not recover while using this skill. For Markthanen's Heart, they have changed the HP recovery effect of Hexblood Extinction and Dragonblood Savage Decree from being 5% of max HP 2 times to 4 times up to 50% of max HP. They changed the HP recovery effect of Doombringer from 5% of max HP 6 times to 4 times up to 50% of your max HP. They changed the HP recovery effect of Dragonblood Sundering Roar from 5% of max HP 10 times to 6 times. And they've also fixed the issue where Drakania's HP intermittently recovered additional HP when using Doombringer during other skills, even though her HP was more than 50%. And last of the nerfs is to Obliterate. It now has increased PvP damage reduction rate, which equates to around a 16% nerf in PvP damage for that skill. Now moving on to Awakening Maegu, Hazy Path can now be used from Pre-Awakened stance if you lock Heavenward Dance. Twirling Fox Flare now has a forward guard. The core version now applies Stiffness CC, and Twirling Crane now recovers 40% HP instead of 30%, and also has a reduced cooldown of 16 seconds instead of 18, and can now be used from Quick Slot and Pre-Awakened stance. For Scholar, we now have her as a trial character, and that's pretty much it for class balance. Some good buffs and some nerfs to some classes. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now moving on, we have content updates. So Black Shrine boss split teleport is now here. You can teleport into the boss fight. After it's done, you will teleport back to your original location. Great change. No need to go to the Land of Morning Light anymore to do your weekly Black Shrines. General Trade is taking a bit of a sabbatical, so this is the traditional trading that just got revamped not too long ago. That's going to be disabled. However, selling fish, coins, trade crates from crafting, that is all still in the game. It all still exists and is available for you. You can now also go into the Magnus with trade items like fish and coins. With the suspension of normal trading, the restrictions related to trade goods have been changed into 2 categories. So now trade goods will be either non-backpacking trade goods or backpacking trade goods. The following restrictions apply to non-backpacking trade goods, including mounts, so the use of maids, and storing trade goods in the chlorines bag. The following restrictions apply to backpacking trade goods, so the use of CTG, use of Laffy compass or telescope, use of archaeologist or traveler's maps, character transport between towns, use of the Magnus, use of maids, use of the tent, entering BA, RBF, Old Moon Grand Prix, and Elvia, use of trainer's flute when carrying trade goods on a mount, storing a mount in Kragdalo's sanctuary when carrying trade goods on that mount, and finally storing trade goods in the chlorines bag. They have made the Sulphur Mine prison more challenging to get out of, or at least more annoying. Green Thumb minigame standby time is now 0.6 seconds instead of 3 seconds, saving you time. Gathering tools have been simplified. There are now only basic, magic, and mastery tools available in the game. The rest of the tools that were able to be crafted in the past have been deleted. Magic tools also now have no minimum gathering level to use. You can craft them from tier 3 tool workshops in the game. The shining tools needed to craft Manos tools have been changed to magic tools instead. Also, a basic white grade life tool can be bought from material vendors that also has a minus 8 second gathering time effect as well. Weapon and armor reform stones have also been simplified. There are now only going to be ultimate versions of these items to be able to be crafted and sold on the market. For quests, they have fixed the issue where you could abnormally accept the wagon repeatable Capricious Marandora quest. For NPC background and sound updates, it's been improved so that even if you complete a quest by visiting just one of Artina's instrument shops, you can acquire knowledge of the other regional instrument shops from Artina. This week they have also changed the security module to Zyncode. With this update, some regions had to download a new client, but I didn't have to last week for my Korean client, so I'm not sure if we will have to do that or anything extra for NA and EU. Obviously for console, I don't think this is going to be applying to you anyway, but we'll see what happens. As for events, Azure Garmoth is in the game for a month to celebrate the Year of the Dragon and the Lunar New Year. Doing a weekly quest every week for the next 4 weeks will give you 250 crons and 10 Garmoth scales each week. So that's going to be 1,000 crons and 40 skills total. You will also have a one-time quest that will give you an Azure Dragon RNG pouch and a really cool looking manor item. There's also an event where you can show off your manor item in your manor, and you will get 3 dragon blessings, which are those item drop rate items for just participating in this event. We also have an event for the next 2 weeks where you will find a treasure chest while grinding or gathering. Defeating it will grant you with this secret book of Old Moon blessing effect for 2 hours. This is also going to stack with the duration of your current effect if you have that already applied. I think it might be the first time we've seen something like this. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. We also have a Black Shrine event for the moon bosses this time, a one-time reward for defeating Bari, Sangakshi, and the Bamboo Legion Lieutenant. Any of those 3 will count. And that's the update for this week. Let me know your thoughts on the nerfs and buffs to the classes this week. What do you think about the new Blue Garmoth event? And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.